name is Emmanuel Barbie. I'm the founder and president of the Grassroots Community Activist Movement. I am personally inviting everyone on my friends list and everyone in my social groups to save the date, Friday, November 10th, 2017. We will be celebrating 26 years of the Grassroots Community Activist Movement anniversary. GRCAM is an annual celebration based on all the hard work I've been doing online in order to connect with other like-minded individuals who are concerned about solving Black issues in America and throughout the African diaspora. The theme is recruiting and moving my virtual Christian organization from behind a computer. This event will take place on Facebook Messenger and also on Skype. It will begin at 10 p.m. to 12 a.m. Central Time. I encourage all of my past guest speakers who participated in my Urban Revival series on Blog Talk Radio earlier this year to come back to celebrate with us. As soon as I'm blessed to generate enough capital from my book sales and have my management team in place, then I will start the Grassroots Community Activist Institute of Chicago, starting on the west side of Chicago. GRCAI will serve the Austin community, the Garfield Park community, and the North Lawndale community. Then we will make our presence known on the south side of Chicago once we're established on the west side. GRCAI will promote early childhood development through our school readiness programs, personal enrichment activities, and family support services to the communities that we will serve. Our teachers will hold either an associate's degree, bachelor's degree, or a master's degree in the field of early childhood education. We will begin hosting live events in the city of Chicago. We will host a 10-hour nonstop arts festival, consist of live entertainment, interactive space for our members to display their upcoming films, plays, and their music, both Christian as well as secular people. We will strive to fill that void in the live performance arena through our poetry, comedy, music, dance, local hip-hop, holy hip-hop, family-centered art activities, hands-on workshops, and offer the best African and Caribbean foods. Our goal is to empower our members in the community we will serve if given a chance. The purpose of this event is to encourage people on my friends list and people in my social groups to purchase my revised book and read my story for themselves. I'm called by my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ to rebuild our inner cities in America as well as the slums in Africa, similar to that of Nehemiah, who was called by God to rebuild the walls of Jerusalem. Nehemiah used qualified engineers, architects, and inventors to rebuild the city of Jerusalem. Likewise, I want smart boots on the ground, qualified people on my management team who will work with me to help make my Christian business effective and successful for the communities that we will serve. I am still seeking between 10 to 30 individuals within the United States who have read my story and have the expertise that I'm looking for, which are as follows. I'm looking for investors, business partners, Christian entrepreneurs, social entrepreneurs, and philanthropists. I'm also looking for legitimate artists such as film directors, producers, actors, stage managers, fundraisers, technical directors, and marketers who can come to Chicago and assist me with the daily operations of of my Christian business. I would discuss compensation and incentives with them behind closed doors once they pass the background checks, and I call for them to come to the city of Chicago to meet me face to face. I provide my author page at the bottom of this video in the comment section. Background information. I created GRCAM, the Grassroots Community Activist Movement, in 1991 on a site called Gopher to help raise awareness about the genocide which is taking place within our inner cities in America. In order for me to connect with other like-minded individuals who share my concern, to form a legitimate coalition across the United States and around the globe for my cause, help stop the genocide in American ghettos, starting in Chicago. GRCAM is a Christian socialist organization. A Christian socialist is a form of socialism based on the teachings of Jesus. Many Christian socialists believe that capitalism is idolatrous and rooted in greed, social inequality, and institutionalized racism, which most Christian denominations consider a moral sin. We will focus on what we stand for, which is love, compassion, social justice, and liberation theology. Jesus told us to focus on the least of these in society, according to Matthew chapter 25, verse 35 to 40. He also commanded us to be witness to others, not just for us to read his word, but to activate social change in the world, according to Luke chapter 4, verse 18 through 19. We will be committed to the healing ministry of Jesus by showing compassion to inner city youth and their families, which will promote dignity to the people and the community we will serve. Urban violence is a moral issue, just like American slavery and lynching was. It's time to make GRCAM known throughout cyberspace as digital citizens, as well as make our presence known in the Black community, starting in the city of Chicago and 10 other cities throughout the Midwest, and in time in 10 countries in Africa. The Grassroots Community Activist Movement will be dedicated to improving the quality of life for African Americans who reside in the inner cities of America, as well as for Native Africans who reside in the slums of Africa. GRCAM will offer quality programs and services through our research, education, and community advocacy. Since 2001, over 4,000 people has been killed in Chicago alone. Chicago is currently the murder capital in America. Yet, my plans has been overlooked by the Black media, established Black organizations, and the Black church. And why? Because of this Willie Lynch mentality within the Black culture. We as Black people have big egos within our culture, and so, there's a lack of unity. I reached out to our middle-class Black professionals. They refused to work with me because my focus is on helping the working poor and the underclass Blacks. However, road cops don't care about what social class you belong to. They don't care about your political affiliation, or if you are a Black Christian or a Black Muslim. Because of that road cop's racial biases, one wrong move and you can end up dead. So our middle class Black people in the United States need to wake up, and we need to, I want to connect with others that want to think outside the box, like myself. That's the whole purpose of me writing my story, trying to get my message out there. African Americans have been marching and protesting for 52 years since the Civil Rights Movement. We see all of this marching and chanting is not working. If the Black Lives Matter participants would just read my story and join my organization, we will see real results in our criminal justice system. What worked for our grandparents was economic boycott against public transportation, which made the financial elites to end Jim Crow in the South. Today, our brothers who are protesting the NFL anthem because of racial injustice by our criminal justice system are called SOB by our current president, President Trump. Black and brown people are threatened by Trump with stop and frisk, increased police brutality, longer prison sentencing, deportation for illegal immigrants, demonizing all Muslims. His administration is also trying to cut entitlement programs like affordable health care, affordable housing, and food assistance for the poor. Few blacks are involved in my cause, which is help stop the genocide in American ghettos. Once I have my organization up and running in the city of Chicago, I will declare war on this Willie Lynch mentality within our culture, based on the members within this organization. So again, all my members, they're going to be deprogrammed because we're going to end that mess. I don't want anyone else to have to experience such humiliation and rejection for trying to do something positive in the black community. This is it's a disgrace. Since Black America have rejected my plan for the past 25 years going on 26, I have decided to make my organization private, as well as to focus only on 10 cities instead of the 25 as I mentioned in my revised book. Those who want to be a part of this new movement must attend our mandatory orientation and sign the community pledge. No exceptions. The community pledge will be a sign of commitment from our members, students, staff, and community residents. And it's at the heart of this organization, which is based on my revised book. My pledge is only to our members, and I will work with them and their immediate family members for life as long as they remain a member. We will provide well-trained employees and proficient, skilled workforce for the city of Chicago. Our action will reflect the values of respect for humanity and the kind of world we want our children to live in. Now, the only thing which is preventing me from starting my Christian organization is the lack of manpower and the capital. This is why I use social media to get my message out to the public through my YouTube videos, my social groups, my blog postings, my online talk show, and now through my revised book, The Solution for Black America, Reclaiming, Rebuilding, and Restoring the Urban Ghettos in America, 2nd edition, which is available on Amazon.com. In my book, I provide a 21st century plan on how my Christian organization will help eradicate urban violence while at the same time meet the social needs of the communities and families we will serve if given a chance. That's all I keep asking for is a chance. I wrote my book for 3 reasons. One is to raise awareness about the genocide which is taking place in our inner cities. Another reason is to promote my virtual organization, the Grassroots Community Activist Movement. GRCAM will be both a nonprofit and also a for-profit service-based business. We will have 3 main components: a social service component, a spiritual component, which will be optional for secular people, and a political component. Our focus is on providing goods and services to the low-income African American community and strengthening single black mothers, single black fathers, and low-income 2-parent families. In time, we will offer a second chance program for ex-offenders for nonviolent crimes, former gang members, and homeless individuals. Finally, I wrote my book in order to generate capital/seed money, so that way I can attract qualified people to join my organization. And then I would start the Grassroots Community Activist Institute of Chicago, which I call GRCAM. I'm asking everyone on my friends list and everyone in my social groups to please purchase my book and read my story for yourself. I have my publisher to lower my book to $15, which is plus shipping and handling for a soft cover book. I also have the book available as an ebook for $9.99. So those are reasonable prices, and that's all I'm asking. Air Jordans, I think they go up to about, $200? But at least I'm trying to do something, trying to give back to my community, trying to make sure that I can attract qualified people to be on my management team, so that way I can move from behind this computer and actually make my organization known in the community and throughout the 10 cities in the United States. If you agree with my plan/vision to improve our urban communities in America, then share my book information with your family, friends, places of worship, and also at your local community center. This will help speed up the process for me to turn my vision into a reality. My book is my credibility and the foundation of my organization. I have proven my commitment to my cause, going on 26 years strong. I have given up talking to people in my city. It's not my fault that I am unable to find brave and smart people to join my management team. This is why I wrote my book. This is why I'm online, trying to bypass small-minded individuals. I will not lower my standards. I will raise the bar in Black America. My focus right now is on reaching millennials, progressive African Americans, African immigrants, Afro-Brazilians, Afro-Caribbeans. I also want to reach out to my non-Black sympathizers, all Christian denominations, as well as moderate Muslims and secular people who are interested in working with me and turning my plan into a reality. 26 years is just long enough. It's like a prison sentence. And nobody don't deserve this kind of unjust type of treatment. Again, I'm not going to beg people to work with me. I care about those our children that's trapped in our inner cities. The politicians don't care. I would go as far as to say that President Obama, he was in office for 8 years, elected twice. He didn't do anything to, I would say, put investment in our inner cities. Yet, instead, his focus was on building his legacy, advancing the gay agenda, and protecting illegal immigrants. So what does that say, about, a Black man in power? I'm down to earth. I want to work with ordinary law-abiding citizens. And that's who I'm trying to reach. I'm not asking for any donations. I wrote my story in order to generate that capital, because I don't have the capital to start the business. And my creator did not call me to just start a storefront. He wants me to do a massive thing in our community. I want this organization would be vital to the community, because we're going to create legitimate jobs in the community. And we're going to do a lot of things to help work with working families, and try to make it to compete with what's going on in the downtown area, so we can have create our own media, so that way we can put our spin on what's going on in the inner cities and portray something positive instead of all that negativity of the murder capital. We want to get rid of all of that negative stuff. And we want to bring people to come to our community to patronize our entrepreneurs and the different programs and positive stuff that we're going to offer into our society. My book is just the beginning. What I want to be remembered for is trying to build something positive in the black community, instead of complaining about the white man, career politicians, and the government not investing in our urban communities. I am calling on new leadership in Black America, and that is why I am trying to start this organization. It takes a team to make a dream work. We have to act now. I'm just one black man with a plan and a vision. I want to make Chicago a model first before we expand to 10 other cities within 10 states throughout the Midwest, before we expand my vision on the African continent. My African brothers and sisters who live in Liberia, Ivory Coast, Ghana, Angola, Nigeria, South Africa, Kenya, Ethiopia, Tanzania, and Uganda. Please, I urge you to encourage your family and friends who reside in Canada, Europe, and in the United States to purchase my revised book, and ask them to read my story for themselves. This will help me speed up the process so that I can recruit brave and smart African immigrants in America to assist me in setting up chapters in Africa. We will go through the proper channels with their government to start our NGO, non-government organization. We will offer private employment to our clients and members based on our budget and sponsorship. We will provide infrastructure for clean running water, agricultural technology to feed the people, and most of all, to help improve the African economy and educate the people about the problems with capitalism and show them an alternative. GRCAM/GRCAI. In time, we will expand to Brazil and the Caribbean islands. Our mission to take the lead in helping to eradicate urban violence, institutionalized racism, and police brutality, while at the same time meet the social needs of the communities and families we will serve. We also want to provide quality programs and services that support black business ownership and strengthen the black family. Our vision to envision a world in which our inner cities in America are able to compete equally in business and have the same opportunities to reach economic empowerment through our entrepreneurship programs and services. We will help improve the black community by creating legitimate jobs and build stronger communities that way. GRCAI was founded on the belief that inner city youth and their families are entitled to the same kind of respect, just like other American citizens. GRCAI will provide quality programs and services to benefit the black community and promote cultural retention. In other words, we're going to rebuild the Black Wall Street. GRCAM will operate under 5 separate functions within the African American community. They are as follows. Our social service component. We will provide goods and services to the low-income African American community by working directly with single black mothers, single black fathers, and low-income two-parent families within the communities and cities we will serve. We will offer private employment within the organization to our clients and members based on our budget and sponsorship. Our goal is to first establish the community through our outreach programs and services and create legitimate jobs so that our youth don't become career criminals. As a result, we will have safer streets where our clients can raise their families with dignity and in peace. Our spiritual component, I pretty much mentioned that earlier, so I'm not going to go into all that. But again, it's optional for secular people. Our political component, we will create our own independent political party at the local level. We will educate the community and push for community rights by creating our own laws, and those laws will be known as community rights. We want to get those our laws on the books, which will be compatible with the dominant culture. Our laws will protect our local residents and give the community a voice and those affected by this biased system. We will hold both road cops and urban terrorists accountable for their actions in a constructive manner. Similar to kind of like the Amish people, they have their own type of I don't know, I guess anyhow, they have their own kind of laws and stuff like that, their own police force and all that stuff. So that's how come I need my team in place, and we'll talk about this stuff, do the research, and educate our community about that stuff, and we'll just go ahead and try to get that a vote on that. And so that's how that's going to go. We will form cooperative alliances beyond the black community so that this organization can be diverse for all people of Chicago and the surrounding suburbs. Our entertainment component, we will host the best African American DJs, the best African immigrants, the best Afro-Brazilians, and Afro-Caribbeans. We want to display the best of black culture has to offer, from our concerts, our workshops and seminars, and plenty of family-friendly activities. We will host the best parties in Chicago with various music genres such as reggae, gospel, R&B, jazz, hip-hop, holy hip-hop, spoken word, and more. We will create our own films, stage plays, and promote unknown artists who become members of this organization. It's my hope that the Grassroots Community Activist Institute will become the hub in the Midwest for emerging black artists and upcoming Christian entrepreneurs. And finally, we will offer an entrepreneur component. We will provide help to accelerate black business ownership within the black community. We also will offer like different types of offices where people can have rental space for their business. Let's say if they do hair, cosmetology. So, we'll let them have rental space for them on our premises. GRCAM is about owning our own land, or getting property that's going to be ours, and We're going to have a recreational center in there for the community, and that's going to be free. That's going to be through, I'm going to call it the green zone. So that's free for people in the community. Again, everybody is going to be screened because we want people to feel safe in our on our premises. The red and yellow zone, some of those things people have to pay for because we have to make a living too. I have to pay my employees, so everything is not going to be free. Some things are going to be free. That's the nonprofit section, and the other stuff people just going to have to pay, but they're going to have a discount if they're members. This will help strengthen the Black family, which would make a positive impact in our community as well as in our society, and also for the economy. To guide core values, health and wellness, the need for physical activity, diet, and nutrition, as well as offering wellness and violent prevention programs for our clients and members. Intellectual, recognizing creative abilities and finding ways to get all of our members to audition for our films, stage plays, in order to display our talents and skills within the community to the world. Spiritual, expand our sense of purpose and meaning in life. Environmental, storing Earth's resources in order to create pleasant, stimulating environments that support a caring and a supportive environment for our children and our children's children. Community service, satisfaction and enrichment derived from giving to others. Social, a sense of connecting, belonging, and a well-developed support system intact. I'm not interested in seeking celebrities to vouch for me because they don't know me. My message is for my members. You all know who I am. And people that's on my friends list. I want you to get to know me. That's how come I hold these free webinars. And if you really want to meet me, you can meet me, make arrangements with me to connect with me at the Harold Washington Library, located downtown in Chicago. I'm not interested in creating a GoFundMe page or, again, asking for donations, because that's the whole purpose of my book. I have to pay the royalties, I have to pay Amazon, to advertise my book on their site. So, it is what it is. But, again, I'm selling my ideas because nothing out there is working. 26 years and Black and African Americans are still in the same place, overlooking my ideas again. That's how come I'm trying to connect with other like-minded individuals that want to do something positive for our people that's suffering in the inner cities. And I'm ready to lead. Again, it's my hope that people on my friends list and those that's in my social groups would do their part by spreading my book information and working with me until this becomes a reality. Let's work together with conviction and courage, overcoming fear and uncertainty. If everyone on my friends list and everyone in my social group will purchase my book and read my story and share my book information, I predict GRCAM could be up and running in at least 5 cities in America within a 2-year period. This reading is intended to recruit brave and smart people in America and to and also to engage the community in dialogue by promoting inclusion and understanding. What makes my organization different from other Black organizations is that GRCAM is based on my personal experience. GRCAM is a global community of thinkers and builders. I need your help to move GRCAM from behind a computer into urban communities that need our talents and skills. I believe this act of human collaboration across an open platform is essential to the low-income African American community and our collective future. The grassroots community activist movement pledges to support its active members once we are established in the city of Chicago. As mentioned in my revised book, we will advocate for our members and offer quality programs and services to the communities that we will serve, create an interactive space where individuals are respected and have a voice in a safe environment, connect with progressive African Americans, African immigrants, Afro-Brazilians, Afro-Caribbeans, all Christian denominations, millennials, non-Black sympathizers, moderate Muslims, and secular people who are interested in working with me and turning my ideas into action. That's the community pledge. Form equal partnership with local residents who want to become members. Offer private employment to our clients and members based on our budget and sponsorship. Offer a second chance program for ex-offenders of non-violent crimes, former gang members, and assist homeless individuals who want to utilize our programs and services, as well as build trust between local community residents and local police departments. Promote models for creating economic empowerment within the communities we will serve. Offer recreational activities for our children and young adults, educational workshops and seminars, theater, dance, documentary films, music, and promote the best of Black culture. Offer fitness and nutrition, an authentic form of Christianity, environmental issues, financial literacy, crime prevention, job creation, urban entertainment, family resource for all Chicagoans. I will run my business the way I run my home, drama-free. GRCAI will be membership-based and private in order for me to weed out people who don't care about our inner-city youth, their families, or the Black community. Absolutely no hardened criminals, no active gang members, no urban terrorists, no pedophiles, and no half-steppers allowed in my organization. This is how I get down. GRCAI is open to all ordinary law-abiding citizens, all racial groups, and undiscovered artists. This is my contribution back to my community, society, and throughout the African diaspora. I refuse to be ignored. That's fine. Small-minded individuals, they can say whatever they want to say about me. They can ignore me all they want to. But once my organization is up and running, they better not come around my face, or we will press charges, because this is a private organization and no trespassing. It's private. I only want to work with people that want more out of life. And so here I am. My book is out there. I have a plan. Let's make it happen. Let's stop complaining about the past, complaining about issues that's beyond our control, and focus on what we can control. And get deprogrammed, because as long as we, as Black people, continue to be divided based on pettiness and egoness, this mess will continue for the next 100 years. So I'm taking a stand. I want to start a new type of organization. Last and not least, I want to say that Marcus Garvey, he was he was a nice guy. That's all I can say. But I was very disappointed to learn that he did not go to Africa himself. He was encouraging African Americans to, to solve our problems if we would just get on a boat and just go back to Africa. But when I looked at biography, biography.com, you'll just go there and check it out. Do the research about Marcus Garvey. He did not go to Africa. Instead, he went over to Europe. And he also accepted donations from the Ku Klux Klan. So, the man didn't have any standards. So, it's just sad. But a lot of people follow him. So, I'm not under that red, black, and green flag. I mean, if people want to be under that, that's on them. But in my organization, we're going to create our own flag. And I'll talk about that once I have my management team in place. I care about my people, but again, some people want to be part of the problem. So we can't have those type of people up in this organization because they're trying to tear it down like they're tearing up the community now. So we're against that. People that want more out of life and people that's on the up and up. Anybody can say that they agree with my ideas and stuff, but I want that in writing. And I am going to hold people accountable to that when they make their pledges. So you can't say, oh, I didn't know, because, that's how come I want people to go through our mandatory orientation. So that way everybody will know what they're getting involved with. That's why I want people to read my story first so you'll know what type of man I am, and you'll know that I mean business, that this is not a game. There's too many of our youth are being killed, even at this point right now. And that's not cool. We're the only racial group that's killing each other the most. Other racial groups are doing the same, but not as high as African Americans. And it's disgusting. It's a turnoff, and I don't like it. And I'm gonna do something about it within my power. Again, I thank my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ for giving me this vision. Those that's not, you don't have to be a Christian to be part of GRCAM. We are going to be praying for people to get it right with their Creator, because we all here temporary. All of us are going to be 6 feet under eventually, and we all going to see our Maker. So, I just want to use my time wisely. I want to make a positive impact in this world, and I want to try to build peace, especially among my own people, so that way we won't continue to be the laughing stock by racists. So thank you for listening to this video. Thank you for listening to my podcast. And I hope that you all will participate in my upcoming anniversary. And for us to just have a nice time until I'm able to move this organization from behind the computer, and hopefully we can celebrate in person, those that's here in the United States, and eventually once we expand it to abroad to other countries, have that celebration over there as well. Peace and blessings.